Surprised he even survived that fall, to be honest.
We did it! We actually did it! And the city's still standing.
We did it. The nether brain is dead. I can't feel the tadpole. They must have all died with the brain. That means we can't turn into mind flayers. Not that there's necessarily anything wrong with being a mind flayer, of course.
Even when my time in the prism stretched out like eternity, when escape seemed impossible, I never lost hope. I knew that my destiny was to liberate my people, to return to them triumphant. I was wrong. It seems I can only fulfill one part of my destiny. My people will be liberated, but I cannot return to them. Not like this. You helped me destroy that abomination. Now help me destroy myself. You must kill me. But first, Lae'zel, I need your promise. Carry my hope. Carry my burden. Call my dragons, Kulos and Kuthos, and ride to the Astral Sea. Destroy Vlaakith. Release our people. Be our future and our legacy.
Well, yeah, Lae'zel should go do this. They need her.
It will be done. I will never be free while my people are still bound by Vlaakith's chains.
Enough talk. Give me my freedom. Freedom from this form.
I can cast Wish now, technically.
Yes. But for how long? My mind screams. It will never stop until it has slipped away from me entirely. I will not be Ghaik. I did what I did to save my people. The rest is up to them. Someone else must rise within the ranks to lead the revolution against Vlaakith. Give me my freedom from this form. Release my soul to the astral seas, while I still have one to call my own.
I am kind of curious what happens if you persuade him to stay, but am I really willing to go through all that again to see what happens? No.
Githka Tavkim crushed.
Great blood, ew.
Kulos! I can never forget you. Your name will be etched in our slates. You will be called Mlagir, Liberator. To the skies!
She's well equipped to do it.
See how the dragons flee you, boo? Now they know you stand as this plane's protector.
Really?
With the Githyanki gone, there's nothing left but the silence of the city. Smoldering, waiting to be rebuilt. But it seems that Gale's mind is elsewhere.
The crown. It's somewhere in the Giontha. If I salvage the stones, I can reforge it. With the crown in my hands, I would be unstoppable. The casts I weave would be mine to command. I would be more than the greatest wizard who ever lived. I would be a god.
Better not forget me, fucker.
It's I who should be saying such things. Do not think I leave you without a heart as heavy as your own. I owe it to myself to follow where destiny leads. I'll never forget you. That I promise. If you ever felt differently, there'll be a place waiting for you in the heavens.
Sure, I'll cast plane shift sometime.
I envy him. If we had dominated the brain, we would be greater than gods.
Perhaps one day, the plains will quake as Mystra and Gale clash for control of the weave. I would not bet against our wizard if it does come to pass.
As it is, our future is uncertain, and we must face it without divinity, without our illithid powers. As mortals.
Right. I suppose there is more work to do now. What first?
Very well. Perhaps after a drink or five, I'll be tempted to inflict some of my singing on you all. As if the city has not suffered enough. Many died so that we could see this day. They deserve to be honored. But first, we revel and rest.
We did it, soldier. The city's going to be all right. And so are you. Engine's finally cooked. Held on just long enough. So, how'd I do? So are you, my friend, my companion. I adore you. Careful! Hot! I never gave up. I did my best. I did my best. It's the one thing I can't beat, isn't it? I wanted to live in my city with my friends. But life is for the living. And I saw... Goodbye, son. Goodbye, sea. Goodbye.
No, stop. I won't allow this. Karlak, you're coming with me. Back to Avernus. We can't let her die. Not like this. Not now.
You can't.
Obviously, I'm going to tell her to go back. As much as I know she hated it, but she won't be alone.
So, what do you say? Die here now, or live on with the blade of Avernus at your side. Zariel won't touch you. I swear it, Karlak.
Fine. I'll go. Well, with you. But we have to go. Now. I can't hang on much longer.
We're all parting ways. It's pretty sad.
It's over. And it's all because of you. You, who were destined to become a thrall. Thanks to you, there will be no illithid empire, no death god's
Scratch.
tyranny. You have earned your place amongst the legends of the Sword Coast. You are the saviors of Baldur's Gate.
Last night was perfect. Though I couldn't help lying there thinking about my parents before you stirred.
Ah, dead parents, the perfect post-coital subject.
More than I thought would be possible, considering the short time we had. I gave them the release they asked for. Freed myself from Shah's grasp just as they wished for. But there's moments where I think I'd trade that to be able to see them again. Talk to them again. There's so much only they could have told me. But that's all gone now. I've got to move on. Find some place for myself. I was hoping you'd say that. Whatever lies ahead will be far less daunting if I have you. It could be just like old times. Well, hopefully not exactly like old times. I think I've had enough camping and mortal peril for one lifetime.
Well, soldier. Here we are. It worked. My engines calmed down. I shouldn't have let you come here. This isn't going to be easy, you know. Zariel's going to come at us with everything she's got. Gods. Like clockwork. They'll be on us soon. But there's just enough time. Thought I was done with these. But then, there was you.
They really would be a good ship for each other. I'm not even gonna argue that one.
Imps are fast, but careless. Don't let them tire you out. Just get rid of them. And don't forget, you asked for this. Better let these fuckers know I'm back. And this time, I'm not alone.
You've got such a much better weapon than that boring little axe, but okay. Oh, what's this?
Since the Netherbrain fell, you and Shadowheart have seen more of Faerun than you ever thought possible. She no longer shies from wolves or water. Nothing in the world frightens her anymore, and you feel you could face anything by her side. One day, you receive a letter passed to you by a stranger who bows with deference. An invitation to a gathering of the friends and allies who stood by your side in the fight against the Absolute. You waste no time in packing and set off on the long road back to where all of your adventures together began.
We look good together.
Thou wert called here, some from above, some below. For with thine bond, together thou hast kept the wheel of fate spinning when it threatened to halt. Though thou wert drawn far apart in the months after the collapse of the Absolute, tonight, fate renews thy bond once more. Thou shouldst take care to preserve it. It is a great weapon, wielded in the hand of good. Go. Know one another once more.
Well, well. This is exciting. This is the, I think, the party from Withers that we never really got to experience the first time I went through. It didn't exist, quite frankly. After all that, well, hell, even Karlach's ending didn't exist, actually. So you got the scene at the docks, and that was pretty much it at the end. Got credits, and that was all there was to it.
Now there's a face I know.
All the books are gone. Okay, but I still have my gear, mostly. Brocade ensemble. Wow, brocade booties. Brocade. Whatever, however you say it.
I didn't expect to be nervous. But seeing everyone here like this, it's strange, isn't it? I feel like I must have dreamed the last few months. Now I'm waking up back in camp with my hair smelling like wood smoke and fallen leaves stuck to my backside. Oh, I've noticed. Ever since I first slipped into my camp garments, I should think. So, we should divvy up what we tell people about what we've been doing these past few months. I'd hate to be a bore that comes along and regurgitates the same story to someone moments after you've told them. Any ideas?
I'm willing to accomplish in all things. What do you think is worth telling?
Well, there's the visit to the House of the Moon, fending off Sharan assassins, that stray imp that joined us. Bing bong, wasn't it?
Bing bong.
We've squeezed in a lot. And I'm glad I got to share it all with you. I'm sure we'll have them hanging off our every word. I'll leave you to do some mingling, unless you need anything else. That can be arranged. Almost a shame we're with company. I'd be tempted to let you whisk me away someplace quiet. With music in the air and wine flowing, I think I'll manage. Don't get into trouble, but if you must, fetch me first.
Seems like a good
Armored owlbear.
Friend! You came! Big brother Scratch, too! Happy.
That's kind of broken, but okay. That just makes me want to pet owlbear.
Yes. Miss this. More.
Yeah, you're a lot bigger than Scratch now.
Yes. Big. But Scratch is smart. Teaches me many things. Like Big Brother.
It could be its own side comic, The Adventures of Scratch and Owly.
Lots. Make friends with a turtle, a cat, a kraken. Kraken eats my cat friend, so I bite, kill. With shiny clothes, I am strong. Tired now. Want sleep. Want cave. Bear man? He is big, but not bigger than me. I like him. I go to him.
A familiar sight. Scratch can't speak around the thing he has in his mouth.
What you got this time, Scratch?
I found this. It smelled like you, so I kept it. Seemed like something you might like to throw. Oh, I've been so good. I've got a nice home in the city now. A girl named Mindy says I'm her best friend. She's mine too. Also you and Owlbear. I've got so many best friends, I hardly know who to play with. I certainly have, and I always will. Forever, I think. And so will you.
Yeah, it is a pretty dangerous object, even though it's completely, inert now.
You know best. But a little fetch never hurt anyone, as far as I know.
Tab no longer works.
Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Peppers has a keen eye for a nice vintage. Why were we scrounging in barrels and crates for supplies when he could source these? God, I remember one evening when we had to eat 14 apples, some fish heads, and a stale loaf of bread just to get by.
Bears a face I know well indeed.
Well, fish head soup's not exactly ideal, I know, but...
Ah, my dear friend, it's been an age, has it not? You're looking very well indeed. Our skeletal friend will be very pleased to see I found my way here, despite my invitation getting lost in the post. Busy as ever. Better that than the reverse, wouldn't you say? Every major publishing house on the Sword Coast has been vying for my upcoming book on the subject of our adventures together. I've gotten quite good at replicating your signature, so you needn't even bother with the release form. You might help
What
me
the
with
hell?
the title, though. I'm considering The Hero and Me. What do you think? Me? It's all Volo as far as I'm concerned. Perhaps, once the manuscript is finished, you'd even be willing to write a foreword? Or better yet, I'll write a draft and you can just sign your name. Better still, I'll sign it for you. Hmm? Ah, your success.
What a
has been
scumbag.
wonderful for my reputation. But you mustn't let me hog your attention all night, my friend. You've many friends to chat to, and I'd love to listen in.
There you are. I was hoping you'd make your way over.
All right,
There
Will.
you are, my friend.
What the hell happened to you?
Breathe deep. Can you smell it? By the good gods, how bad do I reek? Ugh, shit. Dried devil's blood. Stinks like a skunk squatting in an aboleth's corpse. No wonder. Karlach and I have felled enough Cambions to build a fortress with their horns. Who'd have thought that just one of those fiends held the key to escaping Avernus for good? One of them sported a map and some blueprints.
Oh.
If you want all the gory details, Karlach can fill you in. I've missed you too. The rush of battles we fought, the heart-to-hearts, the nights around the fire, the comfort of knowing I didn't face the unknown alone. If I had to do it all over again, and I'd rather not, to be clear, I can't imagine not having you at my side.
All right. What about Mizora, huh?
She's kept me on a long leash, if you can believe it. Every target she's set me on's been a demonic intruder. Tenari assassins who slip into Avernus. Armor-knights that amass near the sticks. My next target's the most challenging yet, or so she says. I don't know much more. Only that it's no demon, but a devil. I'm not worried. Not when Karlach's got my back. I swear she could scare the eyes off a beholder.
Any time to visit your dad?
I've seen him more than a few times, and he's as proud of me as I am of him. He's leading the city's renewal, opened the gates to all newcomers, rebuilt the council from scratch. And he's back in his element, commanding the Flaming Fist with brave heart and no shortage of empathy. The likes of Gortash can bend people's minds with a few chosen words. No tadpole needed. Bane's Chosen primed the Fist for a war they weren't meant to win. He convinced them there was an assassin hiding in every shadow, that cruelty was the correct answer to crisis. With a few exceptions, fathers pardoned every last fist. If my forgiveness not be Tyr's will, so be it. I shall forgive them all the same. His words, not mine. He still believes in the bow and the blade, but with Floric's help, he's teaching the Fist a new lesson. Valor is found not in the wounds you inflict, but in the lives that you have bettered. May they all take it to heart. Well, that's enough hell talk for the moment. The night's young. You shouldn't go wasting it. Or wasting any of the wine for that matter. I plan on downing half a bottle myself. Oh, Did I say half a bottle? I meant half a dozen.
Oh? At what cost?
Cool, fresh air. By the living gods, I need it.
Gee, me. Oh?
Well, now. You can make yourself presentable when you have a mind to.
Missed you too, Jahira.
Ah, how nice to be understood again. I have spent the past months bickering with builders and bankers, all to restore the city exactly as it was. Same twisting alleys for purse pickers, same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon, same cisterns overflowing, huh?
I heard rumors that the upper city was destroyed beyond reconstruction. Okay.
The upper city has been almost entirely rebuilt. That's where the gold is. Even the builder's scaffolds are cleared from the streets. No dust left to sneeze at. Baldurians simply get on with it. Stubbornness, civic spirit, plain stupidity. Perhaps all three. But nothing I will sniff at any longer. Harpers have come from half the world over to lend aid. Farmers, masons, healers. My own son, Jord, has been wooed to their ranks. Already he plans crop cycles in Worm's Crossing. Not so for my daughter. Ryan's rejoined the Flaming Fist. Temporarily, you understand. To organize the craftsmen. Though she spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds. They might learn a thing or two if they don't expel her. Again.
All well and good. What about you?
There is still much to do. People to house. A Harper network to rebuild. I may have little love for this city. But so long as my family chooses to serve it, I can do no less. For all your travels, I hope you have arrived where you want to be. Home. Whatever that means to you.
Well.
Ah, sentiment. With the greatest affection, I can think of better ways to sour our stomachs. I must inspect the refreshments. You'll never know. Some ne'er-do-well might have tampered with the wine.
Past-made present. I'm glad for it. For this.
Sorry, it's a reflex
A
when I
most
clap eyes on
old
something.
friend. For 2 months I trained the Knights of the Comet. For 2 more I skewered Kithraki bellies. And for 2 more yet, I traveled through Limbo. But to see your face, it brings me even more pleasure than taking a Royal Inquisitor's head.
Limbo, she'd said. A plane of chaos where you might drink fire like water, where you might breathe ice instead of air, and the home of the mystical Githzerai. Once the Githzerai were one of the Githyanki, until bloody civil war severed them.
Been in limbo, does this mean?
I do. I approach the gates of Shraktalor even now.
Shraktalor. How well you know the name. The capital city of the Githzerai, and the home of their immortal god king, Zerith Menyar Agith.
Our Gish sent word of the rebellion to Minyara Gith through the cosmos. He's agreed to parley. It It's fallen to me to secure an alliance.
Hold up.
Exactly the reaction I expected. My blade is keen as ever. But it was you who showed me that a proper victory doesn't always require a razor-sharp edge. Sometimes, a sincere plea is more persuasive than a dagger against the neck. Minyara Gith is an ascetic. He reached out in good faith. This is his way. It is in this spirit that I must meet him. And if he refuses, I carry on. Gravity pulls me in but one direction. I am the comet. I will not rest until I burn Vlaakith's bones to ash and smash her phylactery to pieces. My people will be free. But you've heard that refrain before. Zealous, bossy, insistent. All part and parcel of my undeniable charm.
Alright, when was...
Soon. When the comet has risen. When the Lich Queen has crumbled to dust. I miss this place. More to the point, I missed you. I'll be back one day. The Overgod himself couldn't keep me away.
She's referring to AO. But... if there's one DLC content that I think would be a easy lead-in, it would be going to help her deal with Vlaakith.
You made it! Now the revelry can truly begin.
I fear I am becoming accustomed to the taste of sun.
Withers has laid out quite a spread of food.
Aha! There you are, my mortal friend.
Perhaps he wishes to live.
Goodness. Was Faerun always so dull? Still, at least the company was worth the trip, if not the view. Not to be overly pedantic, but they are my powers now. I imagine you're wondering how all this came to be. The finer points of divine ascension are beyond mortal comprehension, I'm afraid, but I can provide a rudimentary sequence of events. First, I retrieved the crown of Karsus and reforged it using a series of precise and highly complex Netherese incantations. Then, I used it. As you know, the orb within me was the half-formed Karsite Weaver. Magic left incomplete by Karsus' self-destruction. I finished it. Using the crown of Karsus, I turned it into a new form of magic, fused with my being, driven by my purpose. And then I put it to work. As expected, Mystra was unwilling to hand over the reins of the weave, so I've claimed dominion over another area which I've passing familiarity. Ambition.
If that's the criteria for choosing domain, you should be the god of wasting valuable loot. It actually wasn't that valuable.
I don't recall saying that I'd given up. I can say this much for now. Mystra is welcome to her dominion. My aims are set a little higher than offering cursory blessings to just any half-decent spellcaster. I exist, not to bestow favors on my followers, but to inspire them to seize their destinies for themselves, exactly as I did. I'm their proof.
Could have taken it from you,
Proof
just
their
saying.
hopes are not barren wastes, but the loamy soil in which their future achievements will flourish. Proof that with ambition, anything is possible.
So you help mortals help themselves?
You see? Now you're realizing your true potential. You, and many more by the day. There are already several shrines in my honor scattered across the outer reaches of Thay, and rumors of a very prominent temple under construction in Arm. This is only the beginning.
Well, if you're chosen, you know where to find
Don't worry. With the ambition you hold, you'll never be too far from my sights. Pursue your dreams, and keep me in your prayers, and who knows? They might just get answered.
Well, there he is. Gale in all his glory. I hope you're happy, the god of ambition. Have you ever heard anything more ridiculous? Ambition, aspiration, greed and hubris is all I hear. The Gale I knew wasn't like this. He recognized his mistakes. He was contrite. All he wanted to do was live. Unfortunately, he fell into company that turned his gaze toward foolishness. Yes, I mean you.
He wanted to ascend and he did. I'm happy for him.
Then you're just as mad as he. I know there's nothing you could have done to stop him. Not really. Once he'd decided to learn nothing from his mistakes, what use were either of our protests? Perhaps you'd be willing to come meet Gale's mother sometime? She misses him so. And I know it would do her heart a world of good to discuss her son with someone who knew him as he was.
Okay, sure.
Jolly good. I'll tell Mrs. Dekarios to be expecting you. Oh, she'll be delighted. Things just haven't been the same without himself cluttering up the place. Enjoy your party, dear. I've heard you quite deserve a celebration.
You must practice acceptance. My new powers are to be utilized, not feared.
I must be careful to not overindulge tonight, lest I lose control and slip into bear form.
Oh no.
You would think someone of my vintage would be inured to the passage of time. Yet these past 6 months have seemed endless without your company. But now, our paths cross once more. We have all pined for each other's company, I sense. I cannot imagine otherwise after what we shared. That bond was forged in a crucible that can never be stoked again, Oak Father willing. It is a bond that can weather any distance, any passage of time. I know it can, for I feel the longing for old friends in my heart each day.
Sound like you need a drink.
Well, I am not normally given to imbibing, but this is a special occasion, and I believe our dear Withers procured a fine honey mead as part of the celebratory victuals. Even the most ascetic of nature servants would be tempted by such an elixir, but that can wait. Your company is what truly drew me. Now, we have much to catch up on. Do not allow me to ramble on. I am eager to hear all you've been doing. In that case, very well. Our community grows rapidly, In 6 months, we have turned what was once a shadowy wasteland into a true home for all. In another 6 months, I would wager the scars of the past will be entirely invisible, even to those who remember them. The old masonry of Moonrise Towers and Rythwin have been repurposed into new homes, and the land is rich with harvests and bountiful trees. Nature and civilization are in harmony, stronger together.
Yeah, number 4. What about your young wards, huh?
My greatest purpose and greatest reward. Those children have been through more than fate had any right to cast at them, and yet they go on as resilient as anything in nature. I impart what knowledge I can to them, yet, in truth, they teach me far more. The land we saved is theirs, and they will cherish it, I'm sure. Thaniel and Oliver shall never want for friends again. You are welcome whenever you like, and for however long you please. Now, please, tell me all, and spare no details. I shall not lie. I have an ulterior motive in wishing to hear all. It is the children, you see, my charges. Their appetite for bedtime tales is greater than I could ever have anticipated. Another story, Daddy Halsin. Another is the chorus that greets me each nightfall. They have all but exhausted my repertoire in but a few short months. No mean feat given the lifetime I have lived. I desperately need new material, please. My reputation is at stake.
Alright, let me see what I have.
I am all ears, though I never cared for that phrase. A rather unsettling image.
Yeah, give him number 1.
You have kept yourself busy. I expected no less, in truth. I shall be able to keep the children enthralled for a few more nights yet, thanks to you. And should you wish to retell of your exploits in person, well, I shall not object to a night off. Now, it would be cruel of me to hoard you all to myself for the evening, as much as I would like to. I shall leave you to the others for now, unless there was anything else.
May have volunteered you for something if you forgive me.
Do you truly even need to ask? Of course. Who could not open their home to a befeathered hero of Baldur's Gate? And I did promise the children I would bring them back a surprise. Imagine their faces. On occasion, but I prefer not to interfere. Francesca of the High Forest is Archdruid now, and by all accounts, she has proven to be a steady and wise influence. Korga was beyond saving. But the others have a true mentor now, and I am very glad for them. I spend half my days in ursine form. The children demand it. I had a score of them taking turns riding upon my back just days ago. I'm glad they are so comfortable with the Oakfather's creations. But they must learn that not all are as amiable as I am. A lesson for another time, though. They deserve some joy. As for roaming, That impulse has dwindled, I must admit. Perhaps because I have found where I am meant to be. Before you go, I have something for you. Just a little keepsake, really. Do you remember how I told you I like to whittle? I made this. Ducks are my favorite, but...
Wow, that's pretty
I
good.
thought they were particularly fitting in this case. They are migratory birds, of course, traveling far and wide with the turn of the seasons. Yet, they always find their way back to where they belong. Just like old friends find themselves back in each other's company. Just a token to remember me by. Now, I've taken up enough of your time. Go on. Enjoy the festivities. We can speak again later.
Received item whittled duck.
Is the day up is down, left is right, and Tressem's a
So very stubborn.
And don't you forget.
Hey, Minthara.
You have managed. So, here we are. A gathering of allies at a cold campsite with no servants to attend us and few luxuries to enjoy. Ah, we could have been conquerors. We could have ruled these realms as gods. Do you ever regret that we did not take control of the Netherbrain? True. But what better revenge could there be than enslaving the abomination that was the author of my torment? I shall not dwell on the past, though. The future is unwritten and rich with possibilities.
And what have you been making?
I feared that returning to the Underdark as an apostate of Lolth would be an act of madness. Perhaps it was. If so, it is a madness that fits me well. Rebels swarm to my cause, and even if it takes centuries, I will reclaim my house in Menzoberranzan. And make the Spider Queen bleed.
Yeah, she's not happy. Quite frankly, I don't care.
I fear I am becoming accustomed to the taste of sun-fed plants.
Six months since the assassination of Archduke Gortash. Toast even celebrated. Monument plan for the heroes of the High Hall. Last solo cultist clear from Temple of Baal.
Kill for a glass of Ulava wine.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised Minthara is even here. Raven Guy returned to full strength. Okay. Guardians disband. Gon's time has come and gone.
Kill for a glass of Ulava wine.
6 months on, Resmrus Towers without its wizard. Really? Thorm's army dispersed from Baldurian borders. Okay.
I expect there have
New
been
master of the
other
tower.
rebellions to which I was not invited.
Port Stone Lord killed by beloved ranger. Okay, sure. I harper no more. Hero Druid goes to ground.
Amidst nature.
Almond cakes of Avernus, Eltron refugees, and owner of Caesar's Cafe share the recipe. Okay. Official guild letter.
I fear I am becoming
Well,
a beautiful night to the taste.
I wish it could last forever.
to the hero of the realms, we have followed your adventure closely from the day you fell into the tomb. Non-alloyed and the final blow you struck in the loot lord. Okay. This is going to take, wow. Last light in, huh? Oh, it's Art Kala. Okay. Letter from Ravengard. Okay. I don't know. I just don't feel like reading it. Oh, letter from Arabella. Hey, you. But man once said, if I'm what creation meets ruin, where morning meets midnight, the root of all being. Fancy talk. He was right, though. After I touched the idol in the grove, it was like a big tree started to grow in my hand, and all these weird thoughts and feelings and powers, blah, blah, blah. After you squished a brain, Beardman showed up. He said that we've led him to me and me to him. He's teaching me how to make sense of all those leaves in my head tree. He said I need to use magic responsibly. He also says not to call him Beardman. I'll let you know how it goes.
I expect there have been other reunions to which I was not invited.
Oh.
The past made present.
Greetings, friend. No, my darling. Greetings from Men's Brands, and where the blood you so kindly traded me is ready to play its part in resurrecting the glorious house. Okay. Soon I will ascend to the abyss when people call the Claw Rift, searching for my lost house, and its depths will be dangerous. Oh yes, most dangerous, but don't fear, darling. Your strength will see me through. I'll find the ruins of my house, and when I emerge again, it will be the matron mother of House Reborn. Master of the Sanguine Arts. I do enjoy the voice actress that she has. Oh, Chancellor Floric. Okay. Letter from Elminster. Yeah, I do recall. 8 summers old. Oh, that's for...
Wish I'd had time to polish up the horns.
Yeah, that's for Gale. You know, I never get that room up in the Elfsong Tavern. I don't know why. Barkus is the little deep gnome that we saved way back in the beginning. Letter from Nocturne. Oh, it's yeah, Shadowheart's friend. It's almost every waking moment is my new enclave. I dearly wish you enjoy your night spent with old friends, and I hope you and your
I expect there have been other reunions to which I was not.
Perhaps one day I shall find some measure of the brave you did and walk away from this life. Until then, I shall keep safe and home memories of you until one light in the ocean darkness. Oh, she's still with him. Letter from Valeria.
I expect there have been other reunions to which I was not invited.
Huh. Yeah, it's Voss. Letter from Hope. Oh, she's kind of curious how that one. I had a dream last night, not that there were any nights here or any days. It was a dream about you, of all of you. You were here with me, and I had to serve bread and jam and crackers and cheeses, enough to eat to quench the desert. He nibbled and sipped and smiled, and we laughed, and he asked if I was happy. Nobody has asked me that for so long, I don't know if anyone has ever asked me that at all. I didn't have the words to answer, so I said I led you through my house and showed you all the souls that were here with me. They were Raphael's once, but now they only belong to themselves. The archive is an art gallery, a boudoir of a grand kitchen, and the dungeon is a refuge to any wounded soul or creature that finds its way to us. Am I happy? I don't know, but I am hope, and I persist because of you. Oh, that's nice. Letter from Marina. Thought I'd reach out first for once. Finally had a baby, a beautiful boy. Can't believe I ever thought of getting him up. He screams his head off half the night, and I've barely slept, but I'm the happiest I've ever been. That was my wedding day, of course. Oh, I named him Connor after his dad. With Ethel, I thought she remarried, but I guess not. With Ethel gone, myself and some of my hack survivors have started our own publishing house. Well, it's good. It's all about to kill hags, of course, but you can say write what you know. With every pamphlet, we probably more for more. Oh, good. She's becoming an authority on hag slaying. Letter for Zevlor. Became a Hellrider again. Come and see us when you can. What? Harp stamped letter. I want to thank you and ask a favor. I am to be made a watcher. Oh! Harper Geraldus. Harper put me forward to the Harper Council for service in the city. Not sure if that means, but I know it wasn't for you. I'd be back mucking out my mother's yard. Karlach!
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. He wasn't kidding. Witness, you mad bastard! You brought me back! Soldier. It's really you. I've missed you, man. Like, I've really missed you. And you're so clean. I'd say so. Can't think of who's been carrying your pack now that Kay's out of commission. Man, we had some good times. Wish Will and I had more time to reminisce, but surviving Avernus is just non-stop. Still, having him there has been incredible. You really can get through anything with someone you love at your side. Oh, but hey, guess what we found? Cambion dropped a map with directions and blueprints for Zariel's own private forge. A fucking forge! Our current plan is to get in, grab a smith, and force him to fix old Rusty. Or maybe give me a brand new model that can live outside of Avernus. You haven't seen the last of old Karlach yet, soldier.
Yeah.
Trying not to count my owlbears before they've hatched. But the thought of coming back to Baldur's Gate keeps me going. Can I look you up when I'm out?
Better.
Hey, that would be kind of fun, though. High stakes hide and seek. Honestly, I'd be curious to see if you could land a blow or two. Gods, is it good to see you again. To be here together. Hard not to get used to it all over again. This won't be the last time. I promise.
Not gonna lie, fighting Karlach one-on-one would be scary because she can hit me like a Mack truck. But I have much better defenses than she does. Despite the fact she's got hit points for fucking days.
You see, Boo?
I expect there have
Boo!
other reunions.
We are not dreaming. It is our old friend.
What happened to you?
Boo suggested a hello is more traditional. You will forgive the aroma, I hope. We were not expecting the Dusty One to open a portal to our very cell. Boo had a moment to lick himself clean, but there is a little too much of Minsk to cover.
You were in a cell? What for?
Minsk and Boo have been helping, of course. We guard the streets, while Jaheira is occupied with harperish matters. The Zentarum rule the city's underbelly, so Minsk and Boo went to give them a tickle. There were harsh words, battle cries, some manner of head wound. We awoke in a Zentish cell, awaiting trial by noble combat. Execution, says Boo, though I am not sure of the difference. It is a long walk to the gallows, and Minsk still has his fists, no? In ample time indeed. So long as the Bone Mage returns us to our cell by dawn, Boo would not be late to the bloodshed. But leave such matters for the morn. Tonight is for celebration and the telling of tales. How have you filled your days since we tore the sticky tyrant from the sky?
Honestly, I'm missing all of you.
No, no, my friend. It is not yet time for tears and passing Boo around for the wiping of eyes. There is much merriment to be made before the night is done. Go and greet the others. Minsk shall make himself presentable. Ah, this pond shall do nicely, Boo. Though I see no soap. So you shall have to blow the bubbles for me.
Face palming because he's been incarcerated. Okay. Who the hell is this?
Perhaps the bard knows some of my favorites, unless my taste in music.
Oh, hello. Let me guess, you've got some suggestions about the music choice.
Tough gig?
You have no idea. You've no idea who I am. Withers couldn't even find a bard that knows who I am.
Okay, well then go on then.
Milil. Though if the lack of song prayers is anything to go by, that name carries less weight than it used to.
I remember that name.
Hang of divine guild. Musical prayers went out of fashion among bards when Melil, Lord of Song, offended the god Cyric and was ejected from the pantheon.
I'm washed up, I'm afraid.
If I'd known that Melil was invited to the party, I got a fancier wine.
You know?
You're bloody right. It is an honor. Deep down, I knew you'd recognize me. You're a fellow bard, after all. What can I do you for?
Nothing, just carry on as you were.
Fantastical news. Carry on I shall.
It has been a long time since I heard the name of that deity, to be honest. Kind of just fell out of favor many years ago. Though that's not exactly anybody's fault per se, it's just not a terribly interesting deity. So,
Withers has a keen eye for a nice vintage. Why were we scrounging in barrels and crates for supplies when he could source these? Enjoying yourself, I hope.
Yeah, it's good to see everyone.
I'll have to stop myself from getting teary-eyed when it's time to say goodbye again. Let's make tonight count. The only regrets I want to hear about come morning should revolve around an excess of carousing and questionable dancing.
Is that it? I mean, this is great.
I expect there have been other reunions to which I was not.
This is way more stock than I remember it to be. A scroll disintegrate, a scroll circle of death. What the hell, man?
This one night is like any other, and yet different. Thou art the savior of Baldur's Gate, until such time it requires saving again. How dost thou feel?
You know, honestly, I feel satisfied. I feel like I accomplished just about everything I wanted to do.
I am pleased to hear it. The satisfaction of one's intention is, to my surprise, a rare accomplishment. Enjoy the revelry of the day. Thou deservest at least that much.
I've caught up with her. What comes next?
What indeed? Prick up thy ears and listen.
Kind of miss Astarion, but
The balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready. For thou mayst yet be needed.
Ominous.
Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving.
yeah, to the hope of more adventures to come.
To you.
Well, that was just lovely. And rest in peace, Gem Southward. To the game as a whole, that was fantastic. I love that closing after party. 6 months after the fact, but God. So it concludes yet another playthrough of this for me. This will be my second, but first one I actually wanted to record. It's not often I say this about a lot of games, but this is one of the best games that I can remember ever playing in a very, very long time. It's far and away probably the best game I've played in the past decade. And I think it will hold that flame for many, for the rest of this decade to come. If Skyrim dominated the 2010s, Baldur's Gate 3 should always be marked and remembered as being the one in the 2020s. That's how much I strongly feel this is just a masterpiece. I mean, there's nothing else I can say. It's just that good. So, I'm going to leave this to you. It's been an absolute honor and a pleasure to play this entire game with you from beginning to end. What comes next, I don't know. I mean, I have an idea what I'm going to do, but, it's just a matter of figuring out what comes next and see how things go. So, I'm going to leave the credits to you. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next series. Take care.
more to do if we can only leave. The clock won't stop, and this is what we get. to do if we can only leave. The clock won't stop, and this is what we get.
There thou art, the dead three. Thy faces gods, thy actions barely worthy of the name. Didst truly believe thy ploy would succeed? Didst believe I would not notice? Thou soughtst to bolster thy strength by taking away the souls of mortals. But souls vanish when their hosts become mind flayers. Didst think the other gods would not notice? Gods thou may be, yet thou hast proven thyself fools, everyone. The supplication of Bane, the whimper of Baal, the death mule of Merkel, felled by mortals. I overestimated thee. They did not. Vermin, away. Thou wilt trouble us no more.
Gotta love the Withers smack talk right there, man.